Hey crew, Coach Tina here with Rowdy Ryder Academy. I have 3 exercises for you to get started in a strength training program. No equipment needed, body weight only. You can do it anytime, anywhere. So here we go. Let's check them out. All right, we've got 3 exercises. The first one is the air squat. So the air squat is just a body weight squat. So to get started, I want to be in my ideal squatting position. So what is that? It's feet slightly wider than hip width or shoulder width. And my toes, I'm going to turn them slightly out. And everyone's anatomy of their hips and femur position is a little different, but generally with our toes out, we can focus our attention on directing our knees in line with our feet or with our toes. So toes out. Now from here, I'm thinking about hinging forward. So again, this hip hinge, scooching my butt back. And as I sit back, I'm trying to drive those knees out, sitting my butt back, chest up, until I've got a good depth here. And then I'm going to stand up by squeezing my butt. And also think about driving your feet into the floor. So again, toes are out. I can put my hands out wherever I want. Squat down. Squeeze butt at the top. So from the side, little hip hinge, already sticking my butt out. And I want to think about keeping my back upright. So I don't want to be slouching forward. So chest up. My mid back is fairly flat. Again, no weight, just an air squat. I could do this in sets of 10, 15, upwards of 20. So try that out. That's the air squat. All right, second exercise, the high plank. So most people know of the plank or the low plank where you're on your forearms. So this is a high plank. So I'm going to be on my hands as if I were about to go down into my push-up. So I want my hands to be, again, about shoulder width apart, right underneath my shoulders here. And I'm bringing my knees up and I'm on my toes if you can. And what you want to think about here is really pushing your hands, driving them into the floor. So I don't want to be saggy in my back. I want to push away and also think about squeezing your butt and then think about pulling your belly button up towards the ceiling. So core is nice and tight. If this is too hard, you can drop down to your knees, but I'm still thinking about the same thing. So again, push those hands down into the floor. So I'm activating all these muscles around my shoulder blade, my chest, my tricep, everything's kind of working here. And still want to think about nice flat back, drawing my abdomen in. So my abs are nice and tight. I can squeeze my butt here. And then relax. So the high plank is great because there's so many different things we can do in the high plank. So we could do shoulder taps, alternating back and forth, ankle taps, do some dumbbell or kettlebell pull-throughs, so many good stuff. So I want you to try that. Again, you could be on your toes if you want the challenge or drop down to your knees. So that's the high plank. Try it out. All right, exercise number 3, the push-up. So a lot of different variations of the push-up. I'm going to show you the standard military push-up that we also do in CrossFit. So it's more functional because if I'm doing a push-up that you'll see often in gym, people's elbows are way out here. So would you push open a door like that? Probably not. So if I were to push open a door, I'm going to do this. So think about if your hands are at your side, you're going to bring them up to 30, 45 degrees, somewhere around there. And here's where you want to be so that I'm engaging my chest, my shoulders, my triceps, pretty much everything. So to start, you can be on your knees or on your toes. So obviously one is harder than the other. So I'm going to get my hands set here first. So I'm going to get my hands roughly shoulder width apart. And I want to think again, my shoulders are stacked over my hands. And now from here, abs are nice and tight. And having the tightness and activation of your core is really going to help your push-up. If you're super saggy in your low back and in your glutes, it's not going to help you at all. So think about, okay, abs nice and tight as if we're doing my high plank, and then squeeze my butt. And now from here, I'm just going to lower my chest down to the floor, tap, push those hands in to the top. So again, abs nice and tight, butt squeezed, just tapping the chest, drive it up. I can pop down to my knees and do the same thing. So what you'll notice is there's a little bit of space between my hips and the floor. I'm not letting my hips sag and touch the floor. I'm squeezing my quads as well. Yeah, it's getting a little complicated. I don't want you to think too much about that. Just think about chest taps, and then you drive back up. So again, on my knees here, lowering my chest, push those hands into the floor. On my toes, squeeze butt, drive it back up. And that is the push-up. Should be a staple in all of your workout programs. So try either variation out, and that completes our 3 exercises that you can do anywhere just to get you started. Enjoy.